Hello, this is Dr. Nuke again. Today we will be discussing the Indo-European language family. Most European languages, with a few exceptions, are in the Indo-European group. The exceptions are Basque, Estonian, Finnish, and Turkish and Hungarian. Um, those are the European languages that are not Indo-European, but the rest are Indo-European, as are many of the languages in northern India, including Hindi. Sanskrit was an Indo-European language. Also, the language spoken in Iran is Indo-European. Um, Hebrew is not Indo-European. It's in a different grouping. Um, it is thought that thousands of years ago, they don't know exactly when or exactly where the original Indo-Europeans existed, and then the groups migrated different directions, spreading the Indo-European family of languages as far west as Iberia, modern-day Spain and Portugal, and as far east as modern-day China, Xinjiang province, with the Tocharians. The Tocharians died out long ago, and but they left behind mummies and artifacts, and I believe even writing. The branches of the Indo-European family. There's the Indo-Iranian branch, which is the languages of northern India, as well as Urdu in Pakistan, and Bengali in Bangladesh, and Nepali in Nepal. That's India, and the also Farsi, the language, or Persian, spoken in Iran. That's the Indo-Iranian branch of the Indo-European family. Then there's the European branch, which includes most European languages, as well as Armenian. The European branch is broken up into a few subgroupings. Germano-Balto-Slavic, which is further divided into Germanic, Baltic, and Slavic. Germanic includes German and English. Baltic includes Lithuanian and Latvian, and Slavic includes languages like Polish, Czech, and Russian, as well as Ukrainian, by the way. Ukrainian and Russian are very closely related languages, both Slavic. And let's see, there's the Italo-Celtic, modern-day Celtic languages spoken in Ireland, Scotland, northwestern France. Originally, the Celts covered a much wider area, though. And then the Italic languages, spoken in Italy in Roman and pre-Roman times. That Latin came to dominate in Italy, and then after the collapse of the Roman Empire in the West, the modern-day Romance languages descended from Latin started to develop. Languages like Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, and Romanian, Catalan, and so. And then there's also Greek and Albanian, and there were some branches of Indo-European that have no descendant extent today. For example, Illyrian and Thracian were Indo-European languages, but they died out totally as dead ends, not leaving any linguistic progeny. Now, these languages are all descended from a common ancestor spoken maybe 6,000 or 7,000 years ago, possibly in what is now Anatolia, possibly in what is now Ukraine, possibly, or maybe further east in the steppes of Russia or Central Asia even, I don't know. But there is an interesting little thing I read about. Apparently, there is a burial that was found at a place called Sintashta Petrovka, I believe in Russia. And this burial is dated to about 7,000 years ago, and it contains details which corroborate with descriptions of burials in the ancient Hindu text, the Rig Veda, which, by the way, I have a copy of in my large personal library, although I've never read it. I've read the Bible, though. So it's interesting that this ancient Hindu text, which was compiled from between about 3,400 and I don't know exactly, over 3,000 years ago anyway, the Rig Veda, it's very, very ancient text. But it's interesting that the Rig Veda, it has something in it that similar to what is actually found archaeologically. It's all very interesting, of course. There's other language families besides Indo-European, like, for example, Afro-Asiatic. Hebrew is in that family. Now, there's another superfamily that has been theorized to exist, but this is very controversial among linguists. Indo-European, along with a bunch of other large language families, are together grouped into a superfamily called Nostratic, according to one linguist. But again, this is very controversial, and it's not by any means a settled matter among linguists if the Nostratic family actually even exists. I believe in the Nostratic family that includes Indo-European as well as Afro-Asiatic. So we would be English is distantly related to Hebrew if that is the case. And there's other language families like Uralic and Altaic that are in the this family potentially. And well, anyway, that's it for now. Our little discussion about linguistics. One thing though, I do not actually have a doctorate. Dr. Nuke is just a stage name. I do my degree. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in environmental science, which I got from Johnson State College in Johnson, Vermont. The place is no longer called Johnson State College. The name got changed to Northern Vermont University Johnson Campus, and now it's being changed to something else because all the Vermont State Colleges have merged into one entity with multiple campuses. So no, I'm not an actual doctor, but it's fun to think of oneself as one, I suppose. And I do have a lot of knowledge about a lot of different things, a lot of experiences too. Just for one thing, I've been to no less than 2 places where the atomic bomb has been detonated, namely Trinity Site in New Mexico. I went on a bus tour, a chartered bus tour of that place, where they exploded the first atomic bomb in July 1945. And when I went to Japan, I visited Hiroshima. I took the bullet train from where I was staying to Hiroshima. It's certainly a very sobering experience because in Hiroshima they have a museum, memorial museum, which has some rather ghastly exhibits, and there's some shrines to the dead all over the Ground Zero area. Yep. So people can still leave offerings for the dead, brightly colored paper offerings. Yep. Well, anyway, see you later. Until next time. Bye.